from the quartering. I am struggling, fighting, scraping, I don't know, scrimping. Is that a word? I've got the flu bad, boys. But there's news to be done, and so I have to do my job. And I hope you enjoy this new gravelly version of me. And I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Interesting story for you all here today. It appears among the Jeffrey files was his Amazon purchase history, which is bizarre to say the least, as well as other updates. And the hundreds of thousands of files have now been released, and there's a lot more to come. The most important files, those are what are due next. The files that were hid by the Southern District of New York, the hard drives, the security systems. We have pictures of them. Is that what's coming next? Rip my voice. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, please. Jeffrey's shocking Amazon purchase is revealed in DOJ's latest files, including schoolgirl uniforms and other kinky items. Jeffrey had a weakness for junk food, an obsession with binoculars, and a taste for the twisted, including schoolgirl uniforms and prostate massagers. His purchase history on Amazon reveals the notorious well-connected head. His buying habits are detailed as a part of a recent trove of tens of thousands of documents being released by the DOJ, including 1,006 Amazon receipts from 2014 to 2019. The automated Amazon email receipts show that Jeffrey ordered 4 regulation schoolgirl outfits from uniform company Cherokee to his Upper East Side mansion on East 71st Street. Now, look, I would not behoove a man for enjoying a good schoolgirl outfit with his wife. I'm not a prude, okay? Also, Vagifirm. I'm cashing my voice out forever to say Vagifirm. That's it, boys. He could never speak again. His final words were Vagifirm. To tighten up those sweet walls. I presume this was for Jelaine. The order included oh my god, 2 types of full body dresses, twill girl shorts, and a Tommy Hilfiger girl's adjustable pleated skirt. 2 days after Christmas in 2018, he ordered a $61.50 Sonic prostate massager. I'm a serious news guy who, obviously, this is my life. I'm like, man, I'm so sick. But I have to do my job. My job is easy. It's not like I have to go put bricks down. I can't take sick days. I've got to go down and talk about prostate massagers and Vagifirm. This is my life. For home use, Epstein's sordid shopping list was not random, but in fact a map of power relational trauma. Psychologists don't really care, had to say. The presence of these child-coded items alongside these other tools are clinically alarming. His purchase history displays predatory dynamics 101. It was emblematic of a personality that craved domination and could be a harm to others. Everything on this list is really common in predatory profiles. It's marked by coercion, entitlement, dominance, and a control narrative. And on April 18th, he procured bottles of Vagifirm, an all-natural tightening pills, an herbal supplement that promises increased lube and libido and firmer bobs for just $64.95. This guy's worth all that money, and he was buying Vagifirm off. Why wouldn't he just send Jelaine to the... Well, the dark thing is probably it's not for Jelaine. It's probably for... I don't know. Ring dings? I don't think I've ever had a ring ding. I know I look like I have. Ironically, he also ordered a novelty $34 black and white prisoner's costume on August 6, 2018, exactly 10 months before he was arrested. And it's pretty interesting. What else was in this picture? James Patterson's Filthy Rich, $150 tuxedo. Why is he so cheap? $230 Skymaster Zoom binoculars. They look fake. They look like the kind that you put beer in and bring into the game. Ring dings and badge affirm. That's two things in every man's cart, right? I mean, he didn't even buy good. He didn't even buy good binoculars. You know how much research it took for me before I bought a pair? I had to watch like episodes and episodes and episodes of Meat Eater to figure out what they were using. But here's what's also interesting. He had dozens of book purchases, show a wide interest in subjects including philosophy, science, history, and of course himself. His most ordered book was 5 copies of Filthy Rich, the Jeffrey Epstein story, by James Patterson, an account of his own crimes and influence. He also bought 5 different biographies on Woody Allen. Interesting. His neighbor, a one-time friend, and he had an obsession with reading about President Trump. Jeffrey snapped up Fire and Fury inside the Trump White House, Unhinged, an insider's account of Trump White House, House of Trump. So does this sound like one of Trump's friends to you? Or does this sound like somebody who has TDS? Is this the orders of a buddy? Or are these the orders of somebody desperate to get compromise on the President of the United States? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like this is exactly what we've been saying. It sounds like Donald Trump was his white whale, got away from him, never could get compromise on him, so he obsessed about it and it was ultimately his downfall, just like the story. Hundreds of thousands of new files have been released, and there's a lot more to come. Now, here's the infamous picture I want. Here is all the hard drives. What's on those hard drives? And if you tell me, Jeremy, it's, gross pictures, this, that, and the other, okay, fine, but then you have to tell us, here's the 10 hard drives we had, here's what's on one, here's ones that we can release, here's ones that we can't release, whatever the case may be. But I want to know what's on these hard drives. I want to know what's on the security system footage, right? The new transparency law gave the Justice Department a December 19th deadline, which they, of course, missed. The department has since published hundreds of thousands of files over the past week to a landing page on the DOJ website, dubbed the Epstein Library. The records included on the Department of Justice website include court records, responses to public record requests, the documents previously released by the House Committee on Oversight, but many of Jeffrey's victims, as well as lawmakers from both parties, have criticized these releases for being more incomplete and overly redacted and raised concerns about under-redacted portions that expose at least one victim's identity. And when the Justice Department made a surprise announcement Wednesday that there were more than 1 million more newly discovered documents potentially related to Jeffrey, and that it'll take a few weeks to review and release them. Now, these are the ones that were sitting in the Southern District of New York. This is maybe the most corrupt. It's the center of our Justice Department's corruption. It's where they had the Diddy trial. It's where they had Jeffrey's trial. It's where SDNY, Southern District of New York, is also run by James Comey's daughter. Right? She fumbled the Diddy case on purpose, in my opinion. I can't prove that. It's just my opinion. I don't know, but I know. Now, here's what's interesting. Another larger trove of records was posted on Tuesday, December 23rd. So that was a week ago, 6 days ago. The Justice Department said it contained 30,000 more pages. That was the most recent release. What's interesting is what's on these hard drives. How much more is out there? How many, the real stuff. Are we ever really going to get it? I don't know. It's difficult to say because I think what we now know, we're getting a better picture of anyway, is just how obsessed Jeffrey was with Donald Trump and how badly he wanted to compromise on him. Now, maybe his freedom depended on it. Maybe he was told, well, this is the target that we have, and if you don't get us some compromise on him, then, your fun is over. Isn't it possible that I know I can't say that that's a fact, but it certainly would maybe, make sense. But all of these, this is what I want, the hard drives. What is on the hard drives? We've never seen anything about what's on the hard drives. Remember how they notoriously said, oh, Jeffrey has like 800 cameras around his New York home alone. Where's all the video footage? Are there crimes happening on that footage? We don't know. I feel like there's so much more to know here, and I think if we're going to get anything, it's going to be out of this tranche from the SDNY. A million new files. I mean, again, are they counting every file on a hard drive? Because that would be a million. What are we talking about here? Some asked how many new files could be discovered 1 month after the law passed and 10 months after Pam Bondi ordered the FBI to deliver the full and complete files to her office. Pam Bondi's incompetent and should be fired. She sucks. Kash Patel sucks too. I mean, I know that's going to anger some hardcore supporters, but I don't know what can I say? She said that she had quote unquote a truckload. She said the files were on her desk. Then they did this binder release. Who okayed all of that? Obviously, that was Pam Bondi or somebody above her. But the person in charge is the person we have. And that's Pam Bondi. The Democrats are raging because there's just nothing about Trump in here. There's nothing about Trump in here. Jeffrey wanted badly to have compromise on him, and he failed. Now the files out of the Southern District of New York, we all know for a fact, okay, we don't have to know, we can know, that if the Southern District of New York had any files implicating Donald Trump in their possession, we would know about it. We know this for an absolute fact. So now Donald Trump has turned this on Democrats, and he's gone on the attack, which is what he should do. It's what he should do. The whole thing is a debacle. I want to know what's on these hard drives, and I want the video surveillance footage. I hope you're informed by this video. If you were, please leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.